I visited a friend in a court. And guess what? What I realized was many marriages are breaking. The higher case in the court right now is breaking of marriage. Why should it be so? God created or instituted marriage for us to be happy. It's a nice thing. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Yes, we all start well. But why? Why should marriage break at all? When it's a nice thing. When we all love marriage. One thing I realize is many of us don't understand marriage. Marriage is not just giving of housekeeping money. Marriage is not cooking for the man. Marriage is not just giving birth. Marriage is not just making sure my husband eats or my wife is happy. No. Marriage is a great thing God created for his purpose to be achieved. We are all created for a purpose. When we read Genesis 2, we realize that God created the world and all other animals and herbs, water, light, etc. And he said he has to make man to tilt the land. He made man to take care of all the things in the garden. It is a purpose. After making man, he said it is not good for a man to live alone. He will make a helpmeet. Who is a helpmeet? Or when we say helpmeet, what does it mean? Helpmeet is someone who is suitable, who is fit, who is proper to help another. Yes, as wives, we are to help our husbands achieve God's purpose. Have you ever thought of what purpose God has created your man to achieve? And have you seen your place in that purpose to be realized? Yes. The first thing is, why am I in this marriage? Why has God brought us together? As a man, have you realized the work God wants you to do about the woman? Because the woman is also one of the things God created that you should take care of. Yes, you need to identify the purpose for which God has created you as a man. And you need to identify the help God wants you to give to the man as a wife. Yes. The main thing in a marriage is for God's purpose in our lives to be realized. Not just giving housekeeping money, not just raising children, not just cooking for the man, not just washing for the man. That when we enter marriage, you say, my wife doesn't cook, my wife doesn't wash, my wife doesn't. Yes, they are all needed. But they are not the main purpose. My man doesn't give housekeeping money. My man doesn't care for the children. Yes, it's needed. But what is the main purpose for which God has brought the two of you? Let us try to identify these things. And when we do the right thing, God will add the other ones. We need to help one another to achieve God's purpose in our lives. God has created all of us as for a purpose. Let us identify those purposes first. Then when we try to make sure those purposes are achieved, you will see that all the others will be put in place. My dear man, my dear woman, God has instituted marriage for a purpose. And marriage is a good thing. Marriage is a nice and a beautiful thing. Without the helper, it is not good for the man to live alone. Without the man, it is not good for the woman to live alone. Let us achieve the purpose for which God has created us. As a woman, that man is so rude, is so rough, is so uncouth. Yes, that is the reason why you are the helpmate. Think of what you would do to put the man in lane. As a man, that woman doesn't respect. She is so proud. She doesn't know how to cook. She doesn't care for the children well. Yes, that is why God has brought the two of you together, so that you will put her in line. Let us identify our problems as the challenges before us to solve. Don't run away from it. Immediately you begin to run away from the problem, then you don't understand the marriage. The marriage is for a purpose. It is for us to achieve God's purpose in our lives. All of us, the man is a work for the woman to do. The same way the woman is a work for a man to do. All our problems that we bring as individuals is a challenge for us to try to solve. Let us ask God to help us. Let us ask God to identify the problems so that we can stand as both a helpmate and the head of the house. So that if we are able to identify the problem and ask God to direct and lead us to solve, you will see that that marriage will keep going on. That marriage will keep being a happy place to be. Let's understand marriage and understand our place in the marriage, our role in the marriage. We are not just made to fancy ourselves. No. We are made to achieve a purpose. We are brought together to achieve the purpose. Let us identify the purpose. That drunkard that you think you have married, yes, that is why you have been brought. Think of many ways that you will help him to come out from it. That indiscipline, that woman you think you have sinned, yes, it is for the reason that the two of you has come together. Try and find the many ways that you can help her to be in line. It is for a purpose that we come together. Let us identify those purposes, and you will see that marriage is an institution that God has brought for us to be happy in this world. Share this video. Who knows, you might be helping many people. I will be coming again. This is the first pillar in marriage, understanding your marriage and your role in this marriage for God's purpose to be achieved. I will be sharing more, which I think will help all of us to make our marriages a heaven, a beautiful place to live. God help you. God bless you. God increase you. God be with you. Amen.